Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, candidates for national posts hold proclamation rallies across the country as the campaign season officially begins for the May elections. The OCTA Research Group warns that large events during the campaign season could become superspreader events. And how will some senatorial candidates adopted by rival presidential candidates go about their campaign for the 2022 elections? Senatorial candidate JV Ejercito joins us live. Seven of 10 presidential candidates held proclamation rallies on the first day of the campaign period. Despite having no permit, Labor leader Leody de Guzman proceeded to his proclamation rally at the Bantayog ng mga Bayani in Quezon City. COMELEC earlier announced Leody's camp failed to apply for a campaign permit.
Nasa ganung sitwasyon kami ngayon na obligadong ituloy dahil malaki na yung paghandang nagawa.
Supporters of Senator Ping Lacson are seated orderly on physical distance chairs during his proclamation rally at the Imos Grandstand in Cavite. Lacson says they will not sacrifice the health and welfare of their supporters just for the optics.
We will run a very disciplined campaign. Disciplined in the sense na dahil may health protocols, I think yun na doon kami mag-stand out. No? Makikita yung diferensya compared sa ibang mga kandidato.
Organizers of the Bongo Marcos Proclamation Rally claim over 25,000 supporters from different parts of the country attended. In his speeches, Marcos stuck to his message of how unifying or uniting all Filipinos will be the best way for the country to recover from the pandemic.
Kahit na hindi tayo magkasundo sa lahat ng bagay, siguro naman mapagsunduan natin na tayo mahal natin ang Pilipino, mahal natin ang Pilipinas.
Presidential candidate Jose Montemayor launched his bid in front of around 50 supporters at a condominium in Pasay City. He defends his campaign rally amid possible health protocol violations, as several supporters were not wearing face masks and physical distancing was not observed because of limited space.
Mag-quote kayo ng isang scientific study really proving that wearing face mask is directly related to COVID infection. Wala po. Ako, meron akong subscription sa lahat. No? Yung Japan Medical, Japan Scientific Study, AMA, meron ako lahat dyan. Hindi nagpo-prove na ang wearing face mask is solely responsible for preventing COVID. Wala po. Hindi kayo i-encourage na wag magsuot ng face mask. Kahit yung nanay at saka tatay nung bulag, tanungin mo siya. Matanda na siya. Diba? So, well, gusto ko sana naka-face mask ang lahat.
Manila Mayor Isko Moreno says he is a person who gets things done. In his proclamation rally speech, he offered himself as an alternative to the Marcos and Aquino allied politicians.
Kung pagod na kayo sa kanilang dalawa, nandito po ako.
Senator Manny Pacquiao kicked off the biggest fight of his political career in his hometown in General Santos City, where he dreamed of a better life as a child. The billionaire senator vowed to make sure all Filipinos have jobs and that each family has a decent home.
Kung ako maging presidente ng bansang Pilipinas, makita ninyo ang kanang mga kawatan sa gobyerno, ma-appointed o ma-elected, madako o magamay, mga dato, mga bantog na pangalan, pakitaon ta mo kung unsaon ako na paguyod sa prisuhan.
Vice President Leni Robredo opened her campaign at the Angat Buhay Village in Lupi, Camarines Sur, where hundreds of victims of past calamities found a new home through the help of the Vice President's office. Robredo says she finds deeper meaning in this project. It reflects how good governance can make a difference.
Dahil ito ang pinakahalimbawa na pag ang gobyerno tapat sa kanyang panunungkulan, pag ang gobyerno bumababa at pinapakiramdaman yung pangangailangan ng taong bayan, napapapunta sa tama ang pera na nasa kaban ng bayan.
As the 2022 race heats up, the source will be interviewing candidates for national posts to know more about their stand on pressing issues, their priorities once they get elected, and of course, their vision for the country in the next 6 years. Today, we speak to a former senator who is hoping to make a Senate comeback. He's a member of a political family. In 2019, he brands himself as the good one and almost made it in the winning circle. Let's go straight to the source of the story. We have Senatorial candidate JV Ejercito, Senator Ejercito, or Senator JV. Welcome to the source. It's good to see you again. Senator, you're on mute.
Yes, Pinky. Good morning. Nice to be back here again.
Okay, umpisa na po ng campaign season. You are part of the senatorial slate para pumalinaw ng 3 presidential and vice presidential teams, no? You have the Lacson Soto team, nandun din kayo kay Isko and Dr. Willie Ong, nandyan din po kayo, parte din po kayo ng Pacquiao at Atienza tandem. Tama ho ba or did I miss anyone else?
That's correct, Timmy. Kiki, tama, no? Tama yan. I'm adopted by the 3 presidential candidates. But at least in the unit team, Mayor Inday yesterday mentioned me as one of her friends that they can probably support me as well. No, but I'm not part of the official lineup.
Opo. Well, what exactly did she say, si Mayor Sara?
Parang sinabi niya, may mga hindi kami naisama sa lineup pero mga kaibigan ko sila at pwede nyo rin silang suportahan kung gusto niyo. Parang something to that effect. No? Parang
Opo.
she said some good things naman po.
Nasasayangan ho ba kayo at hindi kayo nasama sa team nila?
Well, yes, I have to be honest, Pinky, no, because especially Bongbong Marcos, we belong to we have one circle of friends, no, with sila Inigo Zubel. We go a long way back, and you know for a fact that my father was one of the last men standing when the Marcoses left Malacanang when he was still mayor. My mother naka-experience tear gas, no, during the height of the protest rallies during the Cory administration, naipit pa sa Manila Hotel. So we were good friends. Of course, I mean, Mayor Inday Sara, I have ridden with her a couple of times in Mindanao. We are both riders. But I have to be honest that I am quite closer to PRRD, the president, because when I was Mayor Pinky, he was also mayor. That was when we forged a sisterhood city agreement between Davao and San Juan. So we go a long way back as well. But Mayor Inday Sara, I would still consider her a friend, of course.
Oh, okay. So sabi niyo nga po, kayo po ay kandidata ng 3 teams. Saan ho kayo nakapunta kahapon? Because I do recall that you were at the Lacson Soto rally at nandun din po kayo kay Mayor Isko, Dr. Willie, tapos kay Senator or Presidential Candidate Manny Pacquiao, ay video po ang inyong pinadala.
Yes, that is correct, Pinky. No? I went after my own sortie, my opening salvo. I went on a motorcade around Metro Manila. I went to Imus for the Lacson Soto proclamation because, Pinky, I'm NPC and Senator Soto is our party president. Of course, I had to say I had to say thank you for them for adopting me in their slate. Same with Mayor Isko. I had to rush going to Manila to although I was quite late, no, he was already speaking. So, but I showed up and talked to him. No, I went to his office and we talked for a while. We chatted and expressed my gratefulness, no, for including me in his lineup as well. And kay Senator Manny, because physically impossible to go, he had his rally in Jensen, so they asked me to send a video greeting to the supporters.
Ang sinasabi ho kasi, Senator JV, no, while being a guest candidate of different political parties is nothing new, many will be asking, where is your loyalty? How do you answer that?
Well, it's really difficult, no? I mean, a difficult situation, Pinky, because almost all of these presidential candidates that adopted me, I have worked with them, became my colleagues, and except your Isko, but in spite of the falling out between him and my father in the last election, we became the respect has always been there. So it has been, I'm in a quandary, a dilemma. You might say that it's very difficult for me to really make a choice. So if they ask me my loyalty, I can work with anybody as long as it's good for the Filipino people. If I get elected, my loyalty, Pinky, will be with the Filipino people who gave me the mandate, no? Not to any president or presidential candidate.
Absolutely. Yan pong gusto naman natin talagang marinig na ang loyalty at the end of the day really is with the Filipino people. Pero pagdating po sa araw ng eleksyon, sino hong inyong iboboto? Tatlo po yung nagsasabing adopted kayo. At saka si Mayor Sara also had good words to say about you. Have you made up your mind or sigurado na ho kaya si Vice Presidential Candidate Soto ang iyong magiging Vice Presidential bet?
Well, Pinky, I probably just like any Filipino, my vote is very sacred, and probably I will, because of my situation, I'll keep it to myself at this point, no. But of course, BBM is very close to me also. You know that we belong to one circle of friends. That's why I really felt a little bit bad, no, when I was not included. But I'm still happy that I was mentioned during the rally. So probably I'm an option, if you may want to put it. So probably at this point, Pinky, I would like to keep it to myself.
Okay, I respect that. But let me do a follow-up on that. Have you chosen who your president and vice president is? Without telling us who.
As of now, I'm inclined already, but the campaign season is still long. Of course, just like any other Filipino, of course, we really have to scrutinize because Pinky, this will chart our destination, our direction for the next 6 years. So I'm just hoping that whatever my advocacies are, now will be in coordinate. Will be the same with my choice, no? First, of course, the one who will prioritize Universal Healthcare Act, Department of Human Services and Housing, the things that I have left, and of course, infrastructure development, PK, which I have been advocated. I would file my first day of office, just in case I make it, a comprehensive roadmap for the Philippine infrastructure and transport modernization. So whoever presidential candidate would really push for the things that I believe that will really be the correct, right direction that the country would take, then probably I would go with that presidential candidate.
Coming up, with two sons of former President Joseph Estrada gunning for the Senate, will their votes be divided? This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our guest today is Senatorial candidate JV Ejercito. Senator JV, you're keeping your slogan, the good one. Ito din po yung ginamit nyo noong 2019, and at that time, you placed number 14, if I'm not mistaken. Yung inyo pong half-brother na si Senator Jinggoy placed number 13. Why are you keeping the good one slogan?
Actually, Pinky, I was 13. He was 15. No?
Baliktad. I'm sorry about that.
Yes,
You were 13.
I was number 13. I was
15.
Yeah, I was just short by less than 200,000 votes, if I can recall. Well, I'm keeping the slogan good one because I think during the last stretch, no, I really made a big run. No, I almost made it. In fact, no, short by just a few hundred thousand votes. And I think my jingle was one of the catchiest. And I think it's yung good one is easy to remember. Ang ano doon, I'm not implying anything, Pinky, just to be clear, no? Kaya good one yan. It's good performance. And I think I had a very good track record in my 18 years of being a public servant, Pinky. I have no corruption issues, no issue of scandal or scam. If ever, I was acquitted. And until now, I'm quite proud of that my integrity remains intact. And I was able to pass 2 landmark laws, Universal Healthcare Act and creation of Department of Human Settlements or Housing. So that's good performance and good track record, not implying anything, Pinky.
And you are sure that you are saying you're the good one at hindi po may ibang the bad one?
Wala
po talagang ganon.
No, I'm not implying anything like that, Pinky. No? It's just, I'm just talking about myself in the same way, Pinky, that in this campaign, I think 2019, media and everybody else focused on our sibling rivalry. That's why I really felt bad, Pinky, that my achievements in the Senate, no? For example, Universal Healthcare Act, which really is a landmark law that all Filipinos will really benefit, and create the Department of Human Settlements. These are 2 landmark laws were not even highlighted or got into media or news. So yung sibling rivalry, the other petty issues was the one that was highlighted. So in this campaign, Pinky, the one I would change my strategy. I would refrain from talking about the sibling rivalry. I would not talk about my brother, but I'd rather focus on the programs, the platforms, and of course, my plan for the future, no? Of course, and my advocacies, no? Specifically, the things that I have mentioned.
Okay, but let me just do a follow-up on that, because having a slogan, the good one, even if I understand you're saying that you don't want to talk about this rivalry with Senator Jinggoy, ano po, kasi pag sinabi ho yung magkapatid, alam naman kung hindi in good terms, tapos sabihin ng isa, the good one, nagkakaroon ho kasi ng implication na may laban. Nag-aaway pa rin or hindi pa rin bate, hindi ho ba? Ibig sabihin, having that kind of slogan, actually, you put it upon yourself somehow. Maybe, possibly, no, Senator JV, to drive a wider wedge between the 2 of you. And that's the thing that you're saying. You do not want that to be highlighted during this campaign in 2022.
But Pinky, it was the agency that helped me during the last stretch, no? Because at that time I was number 17, number 15, 17 in the survey. So they had to do something drastic. So the agency didn't even know ni. Hindi na ako kilala, no? So when my friend talked to him, sabi, ano ba si JV? Ano ba yung, what can I say about him? How can we sell him? Ang sabi ng friend ko, basta mabait siya, matino, may nagawa. So, yun po, talaga tunay na tao. That was what how it it was conceived. So, doon lumabas yung good one. So, kaya lang nung lumabas yun, syempre, merong nagtingin na ako yung good, merong bad, no? Nothing to that, no? Kasi siguro ano na lang yun. But there was no intent, no, to really create a wedge. I was just selling myself, no, being good performance and good track record.
Okay, so what are you, or what do you need to change differently in this campaign compared to 2019 so that you can make it to the magic 12? I'm sure pinag-aralan nyo na po ito. Saan ho ba kayo nagkulang? Kasi kung balikan ko po yung 2019, some of the articles I remember is that there was lack of funds, lack of TV ads rather, noong 2019 that affected actually your chances. In December, I think there was a tweet from you na sinasabi nyo nga may problema pa rin sa pambayad ng funds kasi meron ho kayong nilabas sa inyong mga social media na ikaw naman, yung pong pumapalakpak kayo tapos ikaw naman. So how do you intend to rectify this? What do you need to do so that you have a better chance this time around? Senator JV, I think we lost your audio. We need to maybe let's take a break first. Again, if you can fix that, let me just backtrack on what I earlier said. That Senator JV was saying back in 2019 when he almost made it to the Magic 12. One of the problems was lack of funds and lack of TV ads. Senator, I think you're back.
Yes, Vicky. I'm
Opo,
back.
go ahead. We missed a portion of what you were saying. Nawala po yung inyong audio.
Yes, during 2019, I saved for the final stretch, no? Kaya hindi ako naglagay ng ads no pre-campaign in probably first few weeks of the campaign. What happened was my ratings went down, no? Nag-17-18 ako during the start of the campaign, Pinky. So if you're at the bottom, you're not in the top 12, of course funders will not really help you, no? Syempre meron pa rin tayong mga friends and supporters who help me towards the end, to the final stretch. But my ratings went down. So what we did this time, kahit medyo, I have to be honest, Vicky, because I was not really prepared to run 2 consecutive national elections. Napakabigat talaga. It's like running a presidential candidate, going all around the country. And of course, the TV ads will be very expensive. So what I did, kahit 10 days prior to the campaign, I tried to place the TV ads in various stations, and I think it really did help. No, from 13, 15, I went to 8 to 10 or 8 to 12 in most of the surveys. So that means that the advertisement is still really a big factor in this campaign. So I'm hoping that because my ratings are already, I'm in a better position right now, Pinky, compared to 2019, because I'm 8 to 12 in most survey firms. I think support will come easier now, I'm hoping. So although hindi pa tapos, no, I'm still raising funds, but I think it will be easier. Umpisa pa lang naman, but I think it will be easier because I'm in the top 12 already.
But do you think, I'm sure you're doing your own analysis, no? Is 2022 harder than 2019?
Supposedly, Pinky, because number one, I'm not in a position. I'm not an incumbent, no? Na wala pa ako sa position. But in 2019, I was an incumbent, so it should be easier. But you know, Pinky, to my surprise, no, yesterday I really sometimes matagal ako sa politika, no? When you go motorcade, you go reaching out to people and seeing them face to face. The reaction yesterday, Pinky, when I went around Metro Manila, no, is different. I feel that it is warmer now. People are more enthusiastic now, probably because, Pinky, a lot of people think that I came out very short and parang marami po ang nanghinayang. Oh. Hindi naman nagsisi, but nanghinayang na hindi ako nakapasok and they later on found out that I'm the principal sponsor of the Universal Healthcare Act, which is now being implemented. A lot of people are now slowly benefiting. In fact, sa Pampanga and Batangas, zero balance billing na according to their governors. So a lot of people probably nanghinayang, no, na hindi ako nakapasok because I was able to pass a lot of significant laws, as I mentioned earlier, Pinky, that you know during the campaign hindi na pag-usapan tong mga achievements ko because these laws were passed Feb of 2019 campaign period na. Because what was highlighted was the Simple rivalry. So I was not really able to expound and inform everybody that, you know, these are 2 laws that we were able to pass. Now that will benefit Filipinos. And now that a lot of information now, a lot of Filipinos now are knowledgeable about these 2 landmark laws. So probably yun yung siguro nanghinayang sila. So na-feel ko talaga, Pinky, yesterday that people are very warm now. The reception was really overwhelming. I was really overwhelmed yesterday, in fact.
Opo, so talagang nakikilala pa rin po kayo in spite of being, well, absent in the Senate because you did not make it in 2019, the past 3 years. All right, Senator JV, there are other topics we need to talk about, especially the universal healthcare law. Prior to 2019, we had a lot of interviews with the senator in the studio, and we talked about this in depth. We need to talk about that again after the break. Please stay with us. Okay, we're gonna do fast talk right now, Senator JV. I hope you don't mind because I still have a lot of questions. Universal healthcare law. Sabi niyo, gusto niyo pong ipagpatuloy ito. Inumpisahan niyo, gusto niyo pong ipagpatuloy. Ano ang dalawang bagay na gusto niyong gawin sakaling mahalal kayo bilang senador sa universal healthcare?
Well, Pinky, it's a 10-year program. No? It's a work in progress. So I think this pandemic exacerbated and exposed the weaknesses of the UHC, of our healthcare system as a whole. No, yung inadequate health facilities, especially when there are surges, problems with the health workers, their benefits and privileges, and PhilHealth's problems. No? And all of these things, Pinky, are given importance in the UHC. You just have to really implement it properly. And I feel, Pinky, that as the principal sponsor, the wisdom of the author is really needed for the implementation, especially it's in infancy. No? Yung budgeting, the oversight, it will be really helpful because as the principal sponsor, I know the history, the intent, and the purpose of the law. I have to be honest that it could have been better. No? Although it is being implemented, there's pandemic, I feel that with this pandemic, if properly implemented, it will really be very helpful, no, in alleviating our miseries, no, because of the pandemic.
Okay, kayo ho ba, do you support replacing yung SRA, special risk allowance to yung tinatawag na one COVID-19 allowance, to which the government says is more inclusive and responsive? Napag-aralan nyo na ho ba to?
Well, we have to, first of all, Pinky, priority is we really have to survive this pandemic. This is a health crisis. So anything that I feel that would really help fight this virus, this pandemic, that will get us out of this pandemic, then I have to study it. If it will help, then I would support. But if not, I would rather stick to the original implementation program of the universal healthcare, especially the health facilities. Dapat magtuloy-tuloy ang Pinky, expansion, improvement, so that when there are surges, we can better serve our patients, no? Just in case there are surges. I think this pandemic will still be here. We have to live with it. So I would rather stick with the universal healthcare implementation.
What about PhilHealth? Are you seeing any ways to be able to solve PhilHealth issues with the hospitals, that hospitals are threatening to disengage with PhilHealth? Ano ho ba nakikita niyong solusyon?
Well, PhilHealth, Pinky, no, I have spoken about this when I was still in the Senate, has to be headed. It's more of a funding agency. It's a fund management agency more than a health agency. No, it's about fund management. I was really recommending that we hire somebody who has a finance person, who has actuarial knowledge, because this is also about insurance. And probably, Pinky, PhilHealth also has been saddled with a lot of scandals and scams. A lot of people are taking advantage. So, hindi lang naman kasalanan ng PhilHealth. No? If you remember, Pinky, there was a cataract scam, yung upcasing, now COVID. No? Yung kahit hindi COVID, ginagawang COVID para makakuha sa PhilHealth ng reimbursement. So it's not only PhilHealth's fault. No? Merong hospitals, sometimes doctors. It's a collusion. Somebody has to be prosecuted para hindi na po maulit ito. Until now, wala pa ho naririnig eh. Kaya marami ho ang nagsasamantala talaga sa PhilHealth. So this has to stop. We have to plug the holes. The fund of PhilHealth has to go to those who are really in need.
All right, Senatorial candidate JV Ejercito, sir, good luck to you.
Thank you, Pinky. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.